Hello and welcome to the second NCCA virtual production demonstration here in the Pool Gateway Building soundstage. What you see behind me is an LED wall which is being used to display the virtual environment. This is different from our original demonstration, which used a green screen and then live composited the virtual environment on the green screen footage. So what we're doing here is we are connecting the loop between what the camera sees and the virtual environment and rendering what the camera would see in the virtual environment in the LED wall and shooting me live against that backdrop. Inside of the virtual environment, there are two main viewpoints. There's the viewpoint of the camera, and then there's the viewpoint of the virtual environment relative to the space. So as the camera moves, the viewpoint relative to the camera will move. And this is important because it maintains the perspective of the camera view, which is physically correct or photographically correct in correspondence with me. But also, what's really important is we need the rest of the virtual environment to remain stationary, because then the LED wall will be lighting the subject that is standing inside of the volume. So what you're getting is you're getting the double effect of all of the great stuff that you get using a CG environment, such as parallax and the effect and the 3D perspective. But also you're getting the static lighting as if I was within this actual environment. So that's the real advantage of using one of the main advantages of using the LED wall technology for shooting in virtual production spaces. Another advantage of using a system like this is that I can be transported from a Wild West environment to a space scene with a mere flick of the switch. Our transition here took about 10 seconds to load up an alternative virtual environment, and we're ready to shoot, assuming we've configured our lighting. So another advantage is the integration of props in this environment. So here I am bouncing around on my virtual subway scene with a physical prop. And the handy thing about the perspective of the camera is that everything is correct according to the position of the camera. So you get that wonderful effect of parallax of the physical pole here and me, and all the parallax from the rest of the poles and seating in the subway sequence behind me. So it's a really powerful methodology for integrating your foreground assets, both props and actors, and your virtual environment. Here at the NCCA, we like to define virtual production as the interplay between the virtual world and the real world. So any process in the production pipeline which involves the moving things from real to virtual and back again. So what we're seeing here is an example where a physical camera is being converted into a virtual analog by way of a motion capture system. So we have these motion capture cameras, ceiling-mounted motion capture cameras, which are tracking the passive reflective markers which are based on top of the camera. And we also have lens encoder information, which is then, with the motion capture information, sent to a motion capture server, which is processing this information and packaging it up as a virtual camera. The virtual cinematic camera is then sent across Ethernet to an Unreal station, where what we're doing is we're using that virtual camera to render the virtual scene as if it would have been viewed from the virtual camera. And then what's happening is that virtual camera output is being rendered on the LED wall behind me. So what we've essentially done is closed the loop between the physical camera and the virtual scene, so that we're able to now see what the physical camera would have seen in the virtual environment. So this is just one of many possibilities with virtual production. I'm not talking here about virtual set extension or virtual set dressing, a multitude of other applications that one can do in a virtual production environment. And I'm sure we'll be exploring these in future. So thanks for watching, and I hope we'll be giving you guys some further updates in the not too distant future.